The failure to conduct continuous air monitoring in a confined space can have devastating consequences for workers, exposing them to a range of life threatening hazards. One of the most significant risks is the potential exposure to toxic gases or chemicals, which can have immediate and long term health effects. Workers may suffer from respiratory problems, experience organ damage, or, in the worst cases, lose their lives. Death. Additionally, the presence of flammable gases or vapors in a confined space poses a severe fire and explosion hazards. Without continuous air monitoring, workers are at high risk of encountering these combustible substances, resulting in severe burns, injuries, or even fatalities. The consequences can be catastrophic, not only for the individuals directly affected, but also for the entire work environment. Another critical risk associated with inadequate air monitoring is the possibility of oxygen deficiency or enrichment. In confined spaces, the levels of oxygen can fluctuate, creating an environment that is either oxygen deficient or enriched. Such conditions can lead to asphyxiation or significantly increase the risk of fires and explosions, further endangering the safety and well being of workers. Moreover, the absence of real time data from continuous air monitoring can hamper emergency response efforts. In the event of an incident or emergency situation, having access to accurate and up to date information is crucial for making informed decisions and executing timely rescue operations. Without this vital data, there may be delays in responding to emergencies, exacerbating the risks and potentially causing harm to the workers. Given the potential catastrophic consequences, it is imperative to prioritize continuous air monitoring in confined spaces. This practice serves as a critical safeguard against the identified hazards, mitigating risks, and protecting the well being of workers. By ensuring real time monitoring of the air quality, organizations can proactively identify and address potential threats, creating a safer work environment where the health and safety of workers are paramount. But how to do it? This is the most important $1 million question. Now, I'll guide how you can prevent or avoid the catastrophic consequences, incidents, or accidents when your workers are involved or engaged in confined space activities or operations on site. What steps would you take to ensure continuous air monitoring in a confined space? You need to remember only 10 golden safety rules. So, without wasting time, let's get started. Step number 1: conduct a hazard assessment. Before entering the confined space, conduct a thorough hazard assessment to identify potential atmospheric hazards. This includes testing for oxygen levels, presence of toxic gases, flammable substances, and any other relevant atmospheric conditions. This is the most important number one step. Step number 2: select appropriate gas detection equipment. Choose the appropriate gas detection equipment based on the identified hazards. This may include portable gas monitors, fixed gas detectors, or a combination of both. Ensure that the equipment is properly calibrated and maintained according to the manufacturer guidelines. Point number 3: determine monitoring locations. Identify strategic locations within the confined space where gas detectors will be placed for continuous monitoring. Consider factors such as potential sources of hazardous gases and the layout of the space. Install the detectors in locations that provide accurate and representative readings. Step number 4, establish alarm levels. Set alarm levels on the gas detection equipment based on relevant safety standards and regulatory requirements. These levels indicate when atmospheric conditions deviate from safe limits. Ensure that alarms are both audible and visible to alert workers in the case of hazardous conditions. Any emergency situation. Step number 5, calibrate and test gas detection equipment. Regularly calibrate and test the gas detection equipment to maintain accurate readings. Follow manufacturers' guidelines and instructions and industry best practices for calibration frequencies and procedures. And don't forget to document calibration records for compliance purposes. Point number 6, train workers on equipment use. Provide thorough training to workers on how to operate the gas detection equipment properly. This includes understanding alarm signals, interpreting readings, and taking appropriate actions in response to alarm activation. Training should also cover equipment maintenance and troubleshooting. Step number 7, implement communication systems. Establish clear communication systems between workers inside the confined space and those outside. This enables real time monitoring and coordination. Use radios or other reliable communication devices to facilitate communication and relay gas readings to workers. You are on the platform of Safety First Life. If you are watching for the first time, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon for all future notifications. And if you find the video informative, then like, comment, and share it with your friends and fellows. And today, we are discussing about the benefits of continuous air monitoring and the possible outcomes or the catastrophic consequences if we will fail to comply with safety regulations with respect to air monitoring in confined spaces. Step number 8, assign dedicated gas monitor attendant. Designate a competent worker as a gas monitor attendant. Their primary responsibility is to continuously monitor gas readings and promptly respond to any alarm activations. The attendant should have the authority to halt work and initiate evacuation if hazardous conditions arise. Here, you need to note down the most important point. In any case, in any emergency situation, the attendant will not leave his workplace until and unless he or she is not replaced by another competent and assigned attendant. Point number 9, establish procedures for alarm activation. Develop procedures that outline the actions to be taken when an alarm is activated. This includes stopping work, evacuating the confined space, and notifying the appropriate personnel. Ensure that workers are familiar with these procedures and regularly conduct drills to practice response actions. It is always beneficial to be get ready for the war and make practice during the peacetime. In this scenario, mock drills are the important element, and HSC practitioners, safety department, in close coordination with the project team, They should conduct confined space evacuation drills, confined space collapse, and how to monitor or how to handle emergency situations when the workers engaged in confined space operations. The last step, step number 10, document and review monitoring data. Keep detailed records of air monitoring results, including gas readings, alarm activations, and any corrective actions taken. Regularly review and analyze this data to identify trends, assess the effectiveness of control measures, and make necessary adjustments to improve safety at work. Dear friends and fellows, this is a universal truth. Life is the most valuable asset. The well being and preservation of human life should always be the top priority for any organization, for any business. Saving one life is as if you saved all the humanity. And workplace safety is not about rules and regulations, it's about saving lives and protecting families. The greatest asset for any organization is the workers, the laborers who work in it. Protecting their lives is the highest responsibility. You always need to remember life is irreplaceable. Don't compromise safety. It's the key to preserving precious lives. The true measure of success in any workplace is not just production numbers or profits, but the safe return of every worker, every individual to their loved ones, to their families. Safety measures, including air monitoring, play a crucial role in safeguarding the lives of workers. By implementing effective safety practices, procedures, and prioritizing the well being of employees, organizations demonstrate their commitment to protecting the most precious gift we have, the life. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Wish to see you soon with a new HSC tutorial. Until then, take care, good luck, and goodbye.